Hello, this is a guy, and it's time to do Blaus. Now, out of the three or possibly four Nova Grappler builds, Blaus is like third or second because you can't beat Victor when it comes to the Blaus because Victor has a on stride gift skill type of thing, so most decks can't keep up with that. So Blaus is pretty good. Let's start with the cards. Like, let's see. You notice this card, Bustard. I have 4 copies of Bustard. I thought of running 4. The reason why I put it down to 3 is because of Victor. Favorite champ, Victor. Bustard is our first stride and our possible finisher. First stride because if your opponent has back row intercepts, he can hit them and he can stand a regard. So, at minimum, on your first stride, you can do 4 attacks. So no, at maximum you can do 4 attacks, like regard to regard, regard to regard, Vanguard to regard, then that last regard can attack your Vanguard or can attack 4 regards. And you only need 3 to reach the stand skill because like first one you do a Persona Blast, second one you flip Moai or Son or Stark or Harmonix or even favorite champ. Speaking of favorite champ, but Bustard versus Victoplasma. Bustard is only better if you have regards. If you have no regards and no hand, better go Victoplasma. Their skill to reason, you still have to discard 2. His skill here still requires 2 counterblast. First counterblast to stand a regard. The second counterblast is to stand himself. So 2 counterblast, still discard 2. The downside is you need to have a full field for Bustard. If you don't have a full field for Bustard, Bustard cannot stand himself. So that's why Victoplasma is still the better stride. That's why he's still at 2. He used to be 4 here, but I put to 2 because I need something that doesn't use counterblast. So Victor here, Victor is a very good stride. It has a skill where if it's GB3, when it attacks the Vanguard, it stands regard and gives it plus 5,000 power. And if it hits, you can stand another regard, and that unit also gets plus 5,000 power. So this is your second stride. Your second stride if you don't have a big field. Then there's Moai, our one-off filler, whatever. He's there just in case you don't want to waste counterblast, and that's his own reason for being there, is you don't have to waste counterblast. Then favorite champ Victor, I got him through the clan event exchange where you can trade coupons for him, which I did since you only need 1 in the deck. 2 is kind of pushing since he has a restand skill if you're a GB3 or GB4, but if you have like 3 face-up cards in your G zone, he gets to discard 3. So if you stun 1 or more cards, okay, let me read the card skill. And battle this unit attack on plus 2, discard a card from your hand to stun your rear guards equal to number of face-up cards in your G zone. So the later it is, the later it is, the more you can stand up. If you stun 1 or more cards and have 3 or more face-up cards in your G zone, meaning 3 or more face-up, so you need to be at. So basically, when you can restun with Buster, you can restun this guy. You may discard 3 cards from your hand. 3 cards. Counter charge 1, stand, discard, and draw card, and minus 2 drive checks. Very powerful card, but still very costly. Is he better than Bustard? Yes, since it's not persistence. You don't have to flip a card in your G zone, which means you need to at least try it at least 2 times minimum. 2 times minimum. Since before striding this, because your first stride is Bustard, your second stride can be Moai or Sunblock Cougar. Speaking of Sunblock Cougar, the reason why I changed my grade 3 lineup is because of this bad boy. This card, Limit Break, it has its first skill is if you don't have a grade 3, you will get a grade 3 in your hand, so you can use his skill, which is Limit Break. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks If you have a Blau Heart, which you will always have since all your grade 3s are Blaus, counter plus 1, Superior Ride. Ah, counter plus 1. Put this card to your G zone face up. Then Superior Ride, a Blau grade 3. So, no more, since limit break, you're gonna break Ride. And this is the reason why we run this. This card gives Blaus a glory skill. It gives Blaus a glory skill, and that's why. That's why I run 4 of him, because this is your ideal ride. This card is now your main ride target. I thought he was crap, because how are you gonna use this skill? But oh, you need to use it with this guy, which I didn't see much in rank. Must be because people were busy using the other cards, because when this was released, Nova Grappler wasn't that great. In Stark, Azar Dragon, it does 3 swings. It is the boss monster for all Stargate clans, all 3 of them. If you have Stark, put it in your deck, because let's talk about Dimension Police. Where we only have like 3 builds for Dimension Police: Dimension Robo, Metalborg, Grand Gallop. Grand Gallop and Metalborg, they might have a chance to not need Stark, but Dimension Robo needs Stark as their main gimmick is to RNG focus. And Stark allows you to swing 3 times to the face. So you need to do this when your pawn's at 5, your pawn has no intercepts, so you can do 5 swings to face. And this thing's really big. It's 36,000. Your opponent needs at least 2 heal guards per guard, or 3 PGs. Okay. So the generic Harmonic Messiah. If you have Harmonics, add him. This is why you need a Harmonics. Grade 3s, the regular one, Blau Kruger's here, because he's our second rate and also has Blau name. There's that. Then we have Galaxy Blau Kruger, because Galaxy Blau Kruger is one of the best ones. And the only other good Blau Kruger target is the Break Ride. So you can make it 4-4-1 or 4-3-2, either Galaxy or Mon. But the 4 has to be Volmon. So yeah. You can also use original Stern Blau Kruger, but Stern Blau Kruger is a 10k base unit, so unless you run the grade 2 of its ride chain. Speaking of it, I don't run that ride chain anymore. I don't run the grade 2 ride chain anymore for 2 reasons. One was because it was basically a vanilla after your grade 2 turn. If you don't ride it at your grade 2, it's basically useless. It's basically this. Why run the ride chain, Blau Kruger? Just ride the vanilla. The only difference is you don't get the counter charge. You don't get the counter charge because the Blau Kruger on hit when it attacks the Vanguard only skill, it counter charges 1. You don't get that. You don't get it if you put it as a rear guard, because it's only a Vanguard only build. But because it's so useless after you become grade 3, and if you want to ride it on grade 2 to the point that you want to run 4 of it, so it's gonna, you have like 3 dead cards in your deck. Might as well replace them with vanillas, which I did. Then I ran 2 Humpty Dumpty, Hungry Dumpties, because counter charge on place, you might want to run more since the deck consumes a ton of counter blasts. Like a lot of counter blasts. This doesn't use counter blast, which is nice, but this uses counter blast. This uses counter blast. This uses counter blast. This uses counter blast. Counter blast. Counter blast. Counter blast. Ugh. Then I for Zazanda. You can put Golden Anglet for your Zazanda slot. But I prefer Zazanda because it's like 14,000 versus 13,000. It's either +4 or is it +3? I think Golden Anglet is either +3 or +4. I don't know. It's been a while. But I prefer Zazanda because it's the +5. In majority of times, you don't restand your rear guard twice. The same rear guard twice. Like Bustard, you just stand one rear guard, or stand 2 rear guards once. You rarely stand more than once. More than once. It's very rare. That's why Gold Anglers for Victor and BCDT because they can stand the riggers multiple times. Here, not that much. And I run the 12k beater for Blaus. But you can replace it with any card that you want. You can run Mars. You can run the new one. Speaking of it, should already show you those cards since you might want to edit your Blau deck. But this is the best I think it can do. There's also you can run Golden Anglet. And I will actually know what Golden Anglet does. You can run this card, which is okay, but it requires counterblast. It gives plus 5,000, but it only works when you stride a Blaus or when you ride a Blau, which means it's basically a vanilla. But it's a good combo piece when you do your Son Blau Kluger turns, which you only need to do it once or twice, then it's possible game. There's Golden Anglet somewhere. There he is, and he's plus 4k. Then there's Mars. Mars does basically the same thing as the green one that that I showed a while ago. One difference is it is more generic. Okay, this is Uranus. Uranus versus Mars. Uranus versus Mars. You can replace the 12k vanilla with Uranus or Mars. That's the thing. You can replace those two. They're interchangeable. But I run the 12k beater because sometimes your opponent has 11k intercepts, 10k intercepts, or the intercepts just became too big. And that's it. Though it does decrease the chances of Morgenrot. Morgenrot, I'll show you. That's the reason why we don't run countercharging PG. We run the Blau PG because his skill is when this unit boosted a Blau, counterblast 1, check top 3, add a Blau card. The more Blau cards you have in your deck, the better this card does. The less Blau cards, the worse it becomes. Which means I only have like 5 good targets in my grade 2 slot. Since this doesn't have the Blau name. Because I should have a skill like this card is treated as a Blau or something. Then PG is just a generic PG. It doesn't have any skill. The only reason we have it, it has the Blau name. Stride Fodder specifically for Blau. This card skill's pretty nice. If you have another Blau in his name, you can call it. So it's a possible +1. But it's very rare that you do that. Because it's like, the only way to do that is you do this first stride. You do this first stride. That's the only way you get that plussing. But because it has Blau name, better that than the other Stride Fodder, which is a vector based one. Then 3 copies of Claydol Mechanic. I did not type Claydol correctly there, but who cares? On place, countercharge 1. Then energy charger, soul +2, draw a card because we need our units. We need cards in our hand. I tried showing this off screen. I tried showing this on stream. When I tried to do that, the internet said, no, you shouldn't. So 9 draws, 4 heal guards, generic trigger lineup. We need our pieces, so we need our draws. We have heal guards because we want more defensive cards. And let's check if we will get an opponent. Blaus versus Beast DT. Actually, in the Beast DT deck, you can replace 4 cards for Bustard, or at least 3 cards for Bustard, because Catastrophe can flip a Bustard, so you can technically do that. And you tend to have a full field with Beast DT and any other Nova Grapplers. I just didn't put Bustard because I didn't thought he was good enough to be added. But I saw he was good enough to be added. But in the end, when it comes to Nova Grapplers, it's pretty hard to do with a control-based meta. Speaking of control, we got Kagero. We have no way for Retire Protection. There's only one way to add Retire Protection. It's Brutal Jack. Brutal Jack is the most generic Retire Protection card you can get. Because its skill is the units in this column cannot be retired, including Brutal Jack. So they have to hard hit that. And Brutal Jack is 11k base as a grade 2. Because of that, he gets restraint. So you have to be counterblast to remove the restraint cost. You can also replace Jupiter Blau Kluger for, which is, I think Jupiter's the vanilla, for Brutal Jack. But again, like I said, the more non-blau cards you add in the deck, the more uses Morganrot becomes. The more uses Morganrot becomes, the more likely you just change your starters to something else, to something better, like like Battle Riser or a grade 3 searcher or something. Because like Morganrot is so RNG based. It's so RNG. And it's like, how many cards that are non-Blaus? I have 5 in my grade 1. I have 5 that in my grade 1 slot, and I have 8 in my grade 2 slots, and I have 4 in my grade 3 slots. So that's like 5 plus 8, 13, 13 plus 4, it's 17 cards that aren't available. She's just a little bit more than my deck right now. Oh, grade 2 vanilla. We already have a grade 2 vanilla. I don't know why he called. Why did he call this card? He doesn't want to go overhand or something? Calling that card's just weird. It's like, why call this card? Like, this card is useless. He should have retire Conroe, use Conroe skill, call Evolute here to retire my Morganrot. He could have done that, and I wouldn't have Morganrot. And my opponent got a trigger. Technically, I just need one trigger to hit. I didn't get my trigger, and I swing this first so I don't heal myself to not using the card. So what will I get? What will I get? What will I get? Will I get something at least? We'll get a PG. We'll get a Stride Fodder. I get a PG. One. Yeah. So Kagro is pretty good. My deck profile, I think, just went live for Kagro. Already went live, so you can watch that. And Kagro's pretty good clan. It's very easy to build. You just need the latest Kagro set. The only thing you need that's old is like Dumjid, and Dumjid is just a PG, and you can just use a counter charging PG, which is just a double rare, or regular PGs. Because it's like Dumjid's skill of drawing card if the power does not hit PG range is okay, but that only is good when you are running crits or stands in Kagero. Because if you run any other trigger, it just loses its value. It just loses its value. So when you're picking a clan, you have to pick when you pick a triggers, you have to pick what PGs. Like, everything's correlated. Like, if I wasn't running crits, I wouldn't put Dumjid in my as my PG in Kagero. I would have put Protect Orb, which is the counter charging PG of Kagero. Okay. No, I want. I will use the skill. I don't care about searching as much anymore. I want to deal more damage. I just want to deal more damage. Come on, give me something. Give me something so this thing can hit over trigger. It does not. Phew. It gets to hit. It gets to hit. I have no intercept, so it's 2-3, but he can easily bring me to 5 or possible game here. But thankfully I have a perfect guard, so he can't bring me to game. And I have a heal guard, and I'm at 2, so I will gain at least the per 16, 20, 21, 26 power. Most of his triggers can't even reach that number. Unless he has the 10k vanilla again. He rides the destiny over again? Sure, it fills up the soul, but it does nothing but does that. Why? You could have discarded the stride. You could have discarded that. He must have the Griffin. I forgot the name. Like Higher Flame, Demon Flame, Griffin or something. It is this card over here. You must have that card. Because if not, that weird play wouldn't have worked. Wouldn't have made sense. That's the only reason why he did that. He had that card. So now he has 2. He has no 2, and they're draws. So he might deck out. But then again, that card prevents decking out. But then again, you're putting back triggers. I have no board. I have no board now, but like, who cares? My opponent's at 3. My opponent is literally at 3. Hmm. Double PGs, ouch. I get a heal guard. So I am now 31. My opponent needs to get one trigger to hit. He gets that trigger, or she gets that trigger. You never know. Vanguard is a very, very fun game. So maybe girls play it. Then again, we have a lot of stuff for a lot of girls, for girl fan service or something. I can break right here. Will do nothing. Let me check. I can stride. So it'll be swing, swing, then swing, pushing to 4, then push to 5, does nothing. I cannot go here because I have no full field. I can go here, I have the hand, but I don't have the field. I'm gonna go here, discarding this card. I didn't even have grade 3s. I think I have 3 grade 3s left in my deck. Okay, calling this card here. Calling this card here. Counter charge. Calling this card here. Calling this card here. Swinging. This is the only downside of the deck. Okay. The downside, I should have switched to Clay Doll, but it doesn't matter really in the end. I am dry. This game is dead. Because control decks are really the worst matchup for this deck. What you keep saying to all my Nova Grappler deck profiles. Control clans are very bad for this deck. I was lucky when my Aqua Force, which I recorded a little bit over today. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit over today. A little bit a while ago. A while ago. Like a little bit. Yeah. But still, I am dead here. I only have 2 guard cards. He can go to Purge. He can go the Ace. He can even go to Novel. If he goes Novel, that's guaranteed game. Since I have like only 2 guard cards, and he can swing 3 times. Novel is the perfect choice. He goes Titan. He goes Titan. You know what that means? Unless I have 4 heal guards out, I have 1 heal guard in. But then again, the crit thing can protect him. If he hits with the crit, even if my 1 heal is not in my hand, it would not save me. Bye bye. Swing, swing, and I'm dead. Feel sad. I tried, but it's very hard to show the prowess of Blau Kluger and like most Nova decks because it's very hard. Especially if the posing meta is very control based. But in tournament gameplay, since there's like last tournaments going around, hopefully this video will most likely appear in June on YouTube. Well, it'll appear somewhere in May, on late May in Rumble. Since I'm on both of those sites. The reason why YouTube is a bit more delayed is because I stream and I can put my VODs on YouTube, and because I've been uploading my VODs from Twitch, like once I upload at least once a day because of that. And that's the sadness of life. Blaus lost, but it was against Kagero, and we weren't able to rush them hard. Their heal saved them from getting rushed. nor did our hand or our deck allowed us to rush. We had like 5 grade 3s in our hand. So meaning we have less cards to we have less trigger power. 5 meaning we only had like 8 triggers left. Okay, hope we get another good game. I was able to stride twice. I was able to show Buster doing its thing. Sadly, it wasn't enough. Then again, if I went Vectoplasma, it wouldn't have helped me because it would only be able to push the opponent to 5. Either way, it would only be able to push to 5. Same thing. Any other play was just push to 5. That's it. That's the only thing we can do. Push to 5. So we need to kill. Yeah, but it looks like we can't kill in first stride. We can try to kill at second stride. Our second stride is most decks first strides now. Because most decks can kill in first stride. And returning to heals, our hand's pretty good. Hopefully get 2 useful cards. We got those 2 useful cards. Okay, I'm facing Gize. Gize is a pretty good deck, but extremely expensive. Like, I'm only 3 out of the 5 Zero Dragons needed for Gize. And that time is shortening because he rides the perfect guard. Gize still gets a power from the damage, but they don't get power if I remember correctly. So they have to be precise with numbers. If not, GG. If I heal or don't heal doesn't matter because it's 12. Okay, this goes over triggers. Even if he could get triggers, which he can't since the Z Dragon prevents trigger power gain. If I remember correctly, it prevents trigger power gain, right? When another opponent put this card in your during a turn other than. Okay, that's 2 PGs gone. I feel sad. I just as a person for Gize, I was thinking of doing Angel Gize, but they told me that rescue checks don't count to the thing for Gize, which hurts. So you're completely dependent on drive checks. You don't get power from this. That's Drachma. I get a trigger. Okay, I ride Volmon. I'm calling Humpty Dumpty. Calling the Stride Father. No need. The power's too weak. It's only 9k. This thing can hit over that. I wish I was calling this card here. Calling the Stride Father here. Okay. Swinging. Okay. I healed, sadly. I countercharge for nothing. That's 2 Zar Dragons now. I wasn't able to get anything out of that. That's 2 Zar Dragons now. 2 out of the 3. You need at least 5 for to summon Gize, and you need to be able to ultimate stride for that. If you can't ultimate stride for Gize, you can't even do it. And you need to be GB4 or GB3 for Gize. Is there 4 or 3? Gize is the we only have a Mega Grandiose for an actual instant win, but Gize is like burn damage because it's the is the burn damage. If you were to do burn damage, Giza is the one that does. Is our equivalent in Vanguard. If you were to compare Vanguard, you go. Giza is burn damage. Omega Glendios is our Exodia. Uh, there's Deus Ex Machina. Deus Ex Machina is like, it's not really. It doesn't really do anything. In real life, it was kind of like pretty good, but drive checks do nothing unless they're stun triggers in the late game. So it's like it does nothing. Uh, so we only have two ways to win. Besides that, if he does Gize, I'm like that because Gize skills like for each face of Zerd Dragon, you deal your opponent 1 damage. Like if you have 5, that's like 5 damage, and most people will have 3 or 4 damage by the time Gize comes along. He gets the PG. I get a trigger plus 10,000 power. No, 21. If I reach 31, oh well. He doesn't need it. Even if he gets a trigger, it won't work. He gets no trigger, and we saw an Estros. So that means 2 Estros are basically the bottom of the deck. We know he has 1 Estra here. Okay, that means he has no more Estras. Right, Skippo. Going for Bustard. Discarding Monblau Kluger. Swinging. Swinging. And this will hit, so I can use more Garnet skill. Will hopefully top deck something. Stunning Zazanda, who will be make this count 21, which Golden Anglet can't do. This will not be 21 with Golden Anglet. This is 26 to be precise. It will not be 31 with Golden Anglet. It will only be minus 1k, so it will be 30 flat, which is not a magic number. I get a Stride Fodder, yay. 31. And my opponent is, check the bind zone, has 2 Gize pieces out. He needs to triple drive somehow, but still, he can't because he's not ultimate break yet. He's not ultimate break yet. You need to be at least GB4, right? It's GB4. Ultimate Stride. If you have 3 or more face-up cards in your G zone. So GB3, not GB4. Okay, Drug Driver Luard. Or is it Drug... Yes, Drug Driver Luard, right? Drug Driver Luard. Drug Driver Luard has some case skill. He gains crit. He should have gone with the other one though, because the other one's better, because you retire front or rear guards, which you would need to do. Unless he's aiming to just give me crit. Thankfully, the OG, the new Luard, that's a grade 3, retires for you. So, still, calls a card, gains power, kills the... Oh yeah, why didn't he kill the trigger though? He should have killed the trigger a long time ago. Why didn't he? Oh, he kills the trigger to get crit. It does decrease his ritual count if he returns back non-grade 2s, which I didn't check. Oh well. He gains a crit, he draws a card. Swing to my Zazanda. Okay, this now here I can do Bustard skill. Yeah, I can do Buster skill. I have enough counter blast for Bustard. I literally have 2 counter blasts open, and I can guard this. I think I have a PG in hand, even if not I have like 2 heals. I have PG, so PG this swing. Then I just go Bustard. I can also go Soulless. That's 4. But if I go Soulless, it is very tricky because it's like I have to hope that my opponent does not have a grade 3. Ride skip. I'm gonna go with Bustard just to show I can go to Bustard. I can stand at least 3 cards. No, I can only stand 2 cards. Okay, calling this card here. Calling here, then swing. Oh, he gains intercept boost. Interesting. And flipping my harmonic. So I get to stand 2 cards. Okay. Discarding this is energy since they're useless to me right now. I got my clay loss, so if I need to counter charge, I can. Hope I get one trigger to turn this into a PG range card. I didn't get a trigger. And my opponent can card. I win! Power of Bustard. Because Victor can only stand one trigger with that. Moai has a possibility. Moai had a possibility, but I need to drive check 2 cards, and I only got 1 trigger. Soul Blau Cougar could have done it as well, but it's just 2 RNG base. It's just 2 RNG base. But if I did it with Mon Blau Cougar instead, Mon Blau Cougar skill is when your Vanguard attacks, column +1. Stand your rear guards, stand your front or rear guards. So if it was Mon, I could have gone with Soul, but I would have gotten the glory skill. I couldn't have gotten the glory skill if I did that. That's why I picked with Buster. Buster was the only available choice left. Victoplasma could have been an option, but he wouldn't give me 2 more attacks. But technically speaking, do I need the 2 more attacks? Yes, because I swing with the grade 2 first. Technically yes or no, depends. His next card was a heal guard, so unless he has 2 heals, Victoplasma might have finished him as well. Favorite, I couldn't strike favorite champ Victor because this is my second strike. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I showed you what you can do with Bustard, or technically Blaus, but there we go. Thank you for watching and bye.